Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the video. Today, we are back with another reaction video, and we will be reacting to what happened to Bugha. Man, he really just don't really care about streaming. He really don't care about doing much content at all. He just a professional Fortnite GOAT. And if y'all look at me and think I look crazy, I just woke up, so please don't be mean in the comments. Let's get in the video.
The word GOAT
Bugha
is often used to describe somebody as the greatest of all time. But what truly makes a person or player great?
Bugha can soar up into the sky. Go for it! Here it is! Shockwave to hide! Shots coming in! No elimination yet for the first game victory royale! Your world
I'm gonna be honest,
champion!
chat. I should have won this, bro. Everyone knows. Everyone knows I should have won this, dude. I'm telling you, bro. No, I got 18th, but the win was in my hands still. I'm telling you, bro.
However, not just skills in a game can make somebody the GOAT. They also must impact the world and increase the game's popularity.
Fortnite World Cup Solos champion.
I'm joking, by the way. Bugha definitely deserved that.
Bugha. He is 16 years old from Pennsylvania.
This is the story of Fortnite's undisputed greatest of all time, and his name is
Bugha.
Bugha.
Kyle Bugha Giersdorf was born on December 30th, 2002 in Pennsylvania. He was raised by his two parents, Darcy and Glenn Giersdorf, along
Damn, they
with
just
his
make it in
little
public
sister.
like that.
His dad was a longtime gamer and even introduced
it's already
Bugha to
public.
gaming at a very early age.
Bro, I love React videos. I used
Introduced to gaming pretty much by my dad. He's been a gamer all his life, so he pretty much got me into everything. He got my first console for me. I think the first game I played was either Little
so
Big
cute.
Planet or it was COD.
Bugha had a pretty normal childhood. He did well in school and loved playing sports with his friends.
When I'm with my friends, I'm usually playing basketball, something like that.
But little did he know that a game that was about to come out would change his life forever. Fortnite Battle Royale was released on September 26, 2017. It was a free-to-play add-on to the original game Fortnite Save the World, which not many people were
played
playing.
Save the World.
Well, nobody
I
other
remember I
than
played that.
Bugha's dad, apparently, who introduced Bugha to the game Fortnite.
My dad played video games for like his entire life. He first introduced me to the game because he played Save the World, but I kind of found the Battle Royale. So I started playing that with some of my friends, and then eventually got to competing.
Bugha actually started playing Fortnite on console, but at some point he realized that he was way better than his friends at school, and he was actually really good compared to most of the community. That's when he decided to take the next step and get a PC to start scrimming with other high-performing players.
I just kept playing just for the enjoyment and getting better. But then
Bro, I remember there was a scrim game where I keyed Bugha at like this pool area. Absolute shit on him. Got banned from the scrim server because Zate banned me, and I started crying. That was when I was 13 years old. I cried to Bugha don't ban me.
and eventually I realized I was getting like a little bit too good for my friend group that I was playing with.
Oh my god, I just put coffee on my mouse pad.
A little bit too good for my friend group that I was playing with. I actually switched over to PC and just like I pretty much got introduced to a group of people and they were like, hey, you want to go scrim?
And just a reminder, Bugha was joining the competitive community back in the dark days of Fortnite, where we
I
had
remember
no
this,
ranked
chat.
or arena modes.
Just
there
customs,
were only
or just
custom
pubs
lobbies,
and customs.
and there didn't even have creative yet to practice your building or aiming. It was
That was
just
crazy.
you, public lobbies, and a dream of winning that victory
Yeah, well,
royale.
that's so OG,
However,
bro.
special Discord servers
I don't think anybody
called
scrimmed
Scrim
that
Cords
OG,
were
bro.
starting to pop up,
I think
and
this is
here
cap.
you could find.
I remember in 2018, bro, there was still creative. There was creative. Like, it was just a shitty version of creative, I think. Like, you needed to farm your own mats.
Here
I'm
you could
telling
find
you, bro.
teammates of similar skill levels, and if you wanted to scrim the other players in the Discord, there weren't any custom codes. You literally had to count down 3, 2, 1, and hit ready, and hope that you guys would all get the same
Nobody
game.
did
It was
that,
really
bro.
annoying at the
I'm telling
time
you, that's
because it
cap.
took a lot of dedication to even try and practice to get better, but that effort is what would
Well,
catapult
maybe I
some
just
of these
did it.
players like Bugha to
I
the
was in
top
pro
of
core
Fortnite.
like
Luckily, as time went on,
2018,
Epic
19.
started to realize that Fortnite was a little bit more than a fad, and it wasn't going anywhere. And the players that were in the competitive scene wanted more than just victory royales to compete for. They wanted IRL and LAN tournaments with real-life cash prizes. And Fortnite wanted to give them that, so they began to test the waters with actual esports tournaments. Unfortunately, however, the original age to compete in competitive Fortnite was 16, and at the time that we're talking about now, Bugha was only 15 years old. However, before the Winter Royale tournaments
Bugha's
in
old.
2018, Epic
Well.
Games decided to drop down the age of competition
World Cup
to just
13
years old, which finally allowed Bugha to compete at a professional level. Unfortunately, however, Bugha did not
Bro, the amount of pros that they made by making it 13 was insane. Like the only reason I'm a pro and the only reason I'm even here right now was because they dropped the age to 13.
Qualify for the
I would have
Winter
missed
Royale,
all that
but
hype, like
wasn't
the
about
World
to
Cup
give
and
up
shit.
there. It was only his first competitive tournament, so he decided to go on and compete in the next one called the Share the Love tournament that following February. In addition,
I did good in this
he
one.
competed in the Scallywag Cup and the Blackheart Cup, and once again, he didn't perform so well in these tournaments either. But Fortnite was about to announce their first ever prestigious tournament that would change esports as we know it, and it was called
the Fortnite World Cup. The Fortnite World Cup starts on April 13th, when all eligible Fortnite players from around the world will be able to compete in the weekly online opens.
I love World Cup,
Each
bro.
online open has a prize
That made
pool
me
of
for real.
$1 million.
For real.
That's 10 weeks and $10 million up for grabs. And it's all online. In each region, the top performing players from the online opens will earn a spot in the Fortnite World Cup Finals in New York City to compete for their share of a $30 million prize pool.
This event was one of the biggest tournaments in esports history. And
It
then
was.
to top it off, a giant LAN tournament in New York City with an additional
This was so
$30
much
million
fun, dude. So
prize
much
pool.
fun.
And what was cool about this event is that you didn't even need an org to qualify. For those of you who aren't really interested in esports outside of Fortnite, you usually can't play in a tournament unless you're a part of a team. And even if you get on a team, there are different levels of competition, and it's very complicated. But in Fortnite, you can just log on, play a few rounds with the boys, and make some money.
Make some money
because
on
of this, 40 million people loaded up their PCs and consoles.
That's so
to compete in
crazy.
the qualifying
That's
weeks of the
insane,
World
Chad.
Cup.
That's insane that I won 4 weeks of that. Well, I qualified 5 times, which is like top 3. I won like at least 3 of those out of 40 million people, bro.
How many people
That was so
40
crazy,
million
dude.
is? That is 5 times the amount of people that live in the entire New York City. Luckily for Bugha, around the time the World Cup qualifiers were starting, he did manage to find his way onto an organization called Sentinels. Sentinels had a presence in the esports community long before Fortnite. They were originally known for League of Legends and slowly expanded to other games like Fortnite and later on Valorant. Bugha officially joined the Sentinels roster on March 25th of 2019,
Great investment.
just a few days before the World Cup qualifiers were scheduled to begin. Bugha had already been duoing with a player named Kosta for a while, and he was on the Sentinel
Terrible pick, by the way. I literally was begging Bugha to play with me because his duo's ass.
roster, so signing Bugha to the org as well was a no-brainer.
When I first played with him, like the first few days of scrims, he clutched out like so many games. Like his mechanics, honestly, were so insane back then, way ahead of everyone, maybe other than Clix. But like he was probably one of the
Y'all heard that? Yeah. Nah, to be honest, bro, back then it was literally me and Bugha and the top of the all World Cup for NA.
fastest players I've seen.
So, against all odds and ready to prove his haters wrong, Bugha loaded up for the
And 7
first
years
week
later,
of
we're
NA
still winning.
East World Cup qualifiers.
That's crazy.
We
We're
start
still
with North
competing at the top
American
level. We're
East
still
here.
winning.
Here are your qualifying players. Bugha at the #1 spot.
The first week was the only, I need to stop pausing, bro. Y'all probably getting so annoyed with me. The first week, bro, was the only week I actually didn't. It was the only week I didn't win.
Everyone thought it was going to be Aspect. Well, there goes Bugha.
Of course, this first place ranking in week 1 of the qualifiers got him a ticket straight to New York City. But just because he qualified didn't mean that he was going to give up the rest of the 10 weeks of qualifiers. He continued to compete every week, partly because it was good practice, but also because he wanted to qualify with his duo Kosta. Unfortunately, however, the two of them never qualified as a duo. So on July 26th of 2019, Bugha headed with just his family to New York City for a weekend that would absolutely
Did we just use
change
Fortnite
his life
POIs
forever.
as a
To
city?
set the
Okay.
stage, before this World Cup, Bugha had never played a LAN tournament, let alone even been to New York City before. He hadn't even ridden on a train before this.
That's crazy.
I woke up that morning and I was pretty excited. It was the first time I've ever been on a train.
How did they film all of this? You know
I
what I'm
was just
saying?
thinking about how I would meet everyone that I've been playing with for over like a year and a half now.
Once Bugha got to New York, though, he wasn't
Jump to
looking to
Clix.
ride have fun. He was immediately locked in.
He started practicing in the lobby of the hotel that they had set up for players and kept that schedule from there on out.
We pretty much just went in, practiced for about
Is
like
that
2
me?
or 3 hours.
That's
at
me
a
right there,
time,
chat.
and from there on out, it
me
usually
and
hit
Bugha.
nighttime. You could just see everyone was trying to get in the zone.
Oh my god, the face weight technique works. Yeah, it works.
I was a little bit nervous just because I didn't really have a drop spot or a location. So I just kept practicing, playing scrims.
Going into these practice sessions, Bugha has said that he had no idea where he was even going to land during the actual tournament until the night before. Without too much of a plan, Bugha entered into the World Cup solo finals on July 28th of 2019. Going into the event, he was not considered a front runner at all. Even though he placed first in NA East Week 1, people were saying that it was a fluke and that he wasn't going to perform as well on LAN. In addition, there were many players who qualified for both solos and duos multiple times during the 10-week period, and Bugha wasn't one of those people. So a lot of people said it was just luck. Anyways, it was time for the World Cup
he's
to
talking
start.
about me, chat.
My strategy was just kind of survive and get out there and understand the playing field that I was on.
Bro, whenever like this video just pisses me off. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like watching all this shit, dude, pisses me off, dude.
Since it was my first LAN tournament, so I pretty much made it to mid-game. But I didn't really have too many materials and I was kind of shambles on my loot. So I went in with my heavy sniper.
Did he hit a snipe? Oh shit. Oh shit.
And then from there on out, I kind of just popped off.
That's hard. That's hard. But that's hard.
What a shot. Bugha the 5. Big hit, and Bugha picking up his 6th elimination. Back to back. Bugha picking up another elimination.
I remember watching it going, is this real?
Bugha is insane now.
Damn. Bro, I get the chills, chat.
It was a 1v1 and I was low ground.
Can he find the 9th elimination and the first victory royale, the World Cup solos? It might be time for the shockwave play.
I impulsed up. Hit him once.
I get the chills, dude.
Put out my AR and I just finished him.
Right out of the gate, Bugha
chills.
had done it. He won the first ever game at the Fortnite World Cup tournament, but he could not get too cocky. You see, there were 6 matches in the tournament, and this was only game 1, and it was still anybody's game. And with that being said, the next match did not go well at all.
That's bad.
I saw a supply drop on a mountain, and it turns out there were 2 other players going for it as well.
Dude, I'd be so tight. I would be tilted, dude.
Bugha eliminated to start off this game in 90th place.
Although Bugha felt defeated, he wasn't going to let that get
I'd be
to
so
him.
mad,
Learning from
dude.
his mistakes, he played the rest
Damn,
of
I
the
know
games
this
a lot
feeling, chat.
safer and
Oh, I
realized
hate
that
watching
these
this.
players were the
This
best
shit
in the
gets me in,
world,
like,
and he
my
had to
feels.
keep
I'll be
himself
honest
locked
with you.
in, even if he was in first place.
Going into my 3rd game, I was gonna do the same thing I did in the first one. I made it endgame and got like top 10.
Good game.
In game 4, my materials were very low.
And he had like nothing left and he was using strategy the entire time. Just maneuvering himself right in between everybody.
Oh, huge elimination! Bugha does get another one.
Damn.
A massive elim here.
Bugha still holding on to his first place position.
Bugha sits atop his throne. Far and away in first place. There it is, a big shot. What a beast! We've got to watch this man.
Dude, this is such a good video, chat.
A statement is being made.
It just makes you want to win, dude.
Bow down to Bugha.
And then it was official. He had done it.
Welcome to
to the winner's circle, your Fortnite World Champion, Bugha!
Damn, bro. This shit is just, it's crazy to see, bro. Bring myself back 6 years. This makes me so emotional, bro.
Right there to support.
Like, good for Bugha, dude. Good for Bugha, dude. The feeling has to be unmatched. Like, literally.
But also $3 million richer.
Damn.
And at just 16 years old, he was a multi-millionaire, which of course shocked the mainstream media. Because up until this point, the old people of America thought that anybody who played video games was going to end up being a criminal or something. Turns out that couldn't be any farther from the truth. This win started a media frenzy. And no, not a social media.
He was on Jimmy Fallon. He was everywhere, dude. I can't lie.
Bugha would be all over the television and news. Everyone wanted to know who Bugha was and how this 16-year-old just made $3 million from playing video games.
Fortnite World Cup Solos champion, Bugha. He is 16 years old from Pennsylvania and now $3 million richer. How does that sound?
Sounds amazing, honestly.
Woke up, had a banana, won $3 million. No big deal. Not bad.
What are you going to do with $3 million? I proposed maybe you buy a new car, and you reminded me you don't have a driver's license yet because you're only 16 years old. So what are you going to do with all that cash?
Save the money, put it to my future, and probably buy a new desk.
A new desk?
Yeah.
Not even a new computer?
No.
And parents around the world were asking how Bugha was doing all of this. Are his parents insane and crazy and letting him skip school? Well, it turns out that they weren't insane. They're just supportive of his son and his hobbies.
You know, it's all in moderation, you know, and we always told him that as long as his grades were up, we would support him and we would try to do what we could. And as soon as the grades would start slipping, then we said, which they haven't, thank God, we said that there's consequences to that because, you know, as talented as he is,
after winning $3 million, Chad, man, fuck school.
He's gonna, be better.
I mean, that's what I did. I can't lie. And it worked out.
25,
like
30, I don't want to work.
It worked out for Bugha too.
A fast food restaurant.
And as we know, his parents supporting this hobby at the time turned into one incredible career for Bugha. And just to be very clear, this story does not end here. The World Cup was just the beginning for Bugha. It was clear that things were never going to be the same for him or his family ever again. And just wait till we get later in this video and you hear some of the twists and turns and ups and downs that Bugha would have to deal with.
It's been hectic from that standpoint of trying to get our lives back together, but I believe that he's got a strong future in streaming and gaming, and as long as he wants to do that and he's happy, we'll be supportive of it.
Although his life was changed forever, it didn't mean that Bugha would be Fortnite famous forever. See, new players are constantly rising in the ranks, so Bugha had to figure out a way to stay as one of the biggest names in Fortnite forever. This is usually when players choose to either focus on being a pro player or jump into the world of content creation. And Bugha did the incredibly challenging side, which is to do both. Many people don't know this, but
bro, pro player in content is by far the hardest thing to do. And obviously, people want to say I'm spoiled. 100% it's spoiled mentality. But like at the same time, bro, the reason why me and Veno got fourth was because I'm a streamer. Like, bro, we would have definitely either won or definitely got second. I mean, if you guys were watching that, we were first 9 games in, and the last 3 games, some team made it their decision to only grief us the whole entire time. Like, bro, it's hard, dude.
But Bugha was actually already creating content
the reward
His
is
Twitch account
more
was
than the
actually
risk.
created in 2015.
We've been killing it for 7 years,
on March 11th of 2018 to absolutely no viewers. Additionally, his first ever video uploaded to YouTube would be on May 8th of 2018. Bugha streamed a total of 538 hours in 2018 to an average of 6 viewers.
Damn.
He never reached higher than 54 viewers during an entire year, but he loved what he was doing, so he kept on going. And while streaming, he would occasionally upload highlights to his YouTube channel, and those were a little bit more successful than his stream. In fact, the 3rd video ever uploaded at his channel currently sits at 2 million views, but that's probably people going back and watching it after he won the World Cup. So in all reality, Bugha was really struggling with content creation. Bugha continued to stream and upload YouTube videos into 2019, slowly gaining a few followers and making a small name for himself in the competitive scene. However, it wouldn't really take off until he won the Solo World Cup finals, and he absolutely blew up. He went from 70,000 followers on Twitch to a whopping 800,000 in just a couple of weeks. Instead of averaging 50 viewers or 500 viewers, Bugha was averaging 50,000 viewers. Luckily for Bugha, he was charismatic and likable, and so a lot of these new fans actually stuck around to watch him. I mean, people don't understand that being a big content creator isn't about just being a good player. Obviously, being a successful pro can help, but you need to have the personality and creative ideas to keep people entertained.
Very true, very true.
People outside of the Fortnite community started to take notice of Bugha's success too. He was actually nominated for Best PC Rookie of the Year and Best Esports Player of the Year at the Esports Awards, and he won both categories.
And the winner of the Esports PC Rookie of the Year, Fortnite God himself, it's Bugha.
W Bugha, man.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This is an honor. Just to think, about a year ago, I couldn't even compete because of my age. To now receiving an award is incredible. I just want to give a special thanks to my
Y'all know Darren Glover. Darren Glover's my agent. He was also his agent, bro. And just look at the way Bugha talks,
family,
bro.
my friends,
just like me.
Fans, my team Sentinels, and most important, Epic Games for even making this possible. Thank you guys.
And your winner for Esports PC Player of the Year, none other than Bugha.
I definitely didn't expect to win this, I'm going to be honest, but it's an absolute honor to be placed in the same category as so many of these talented individuals. And once again, thank you all for the support, and I can't wait to see what esports has in the future.
And he was still maintaining a social media presence as well. So much so that Bugha got invited by Sabra Hummus to appear in their 2022 Super Bowl
commercial. I remember that.
He was there alongside Charlie D'Amelio, Megan Thee Stallion, and of course Chester Cheetah. You know, the Cheetos guy. He was also included in the Forbes 30 Under 30 list in 2020 alongside fellow Fortnite creator Nick A30. Get it? Nick A30, 30 Under 30. Okay, no more jokes for Tim.
That was,
Anyways,
Bugha
was doing
Tim, bro.
all
Leave
of
that
this
shit,
crazy
leave that
stuff,
shit alone, bro.
but there was only one problem. Because he was so focused on content creation and being on the news and in Super Bowl commercials, it seemed to be affecting his gameplay. See, after the World Cup, Fortnite and Epic Games needed a way to captivate all these fans from the World Cup and keep them watching the game. So they came up with FNCS.
This was a great idea.
Also known as the Fortnite Championship Series, would be launched in Season X, which was the following season after the World Cup. In the Season X FNCS Grand Finals, Bugha and his newfound trio of Stretch and Clarity only placed 26th out of 33 teams.
Really?
And the next season, they had to add on a fourth person as it moved into squads, and with Twyfo, they only got 21st out of 25 teams. People were starting to say that Bugha
I don't know he did that bad.
World Cup as a fluke, and that maybe
people always hate. I hate it, dude.
Was never really that good in the first place. However, Bugha knew that he needed to prove everyone wrong if he wasn't going to let some kid take his spot as the best Fortnite player in the world. And the next season was duos. And because of that, Bugha went back to his old trio mate Stretch and managed to place 5th in FNCS Grand Finals, which was a little bit better. However, coming up later on, May 24th of 2020, Epic held an FNCS solo invitational. Although Bugha wasn't performing great in team game modes, everybody knew that he was the GOAT of solos, right? So obviously this would be the tournament where he would prove that once again, he was on top of the Fortnite world. But unfortunately, things didn't go that way, as Bugha would only get 40th place in the NA East Invitational. So not only was he playing poorly in team games, but also in solos. And at this point, people were accusing Bugha of so many things. People saying that he fell off, or some even saying that he had to have been hacking to win the World Cup, which although obviously wasn't true, it must have hurt for him to see those things.
For sure.
With all of this going on, however, Bugha was still incredibly popular, and we're gonna get back to his competitive side in just a moment, but there was a huge event that took place in January of 2020 that we have to mention, and that was the Fortnite Icon Series launching, and it of course started with Ninja getting his skin.
It happened! It's official! We finally got a Ninja skin in the game! We did it!
Anyways, after this Ninja skin was released,
please,
they released a ton of other celebrities and fellow content creators like Travis Scott,
all my
Fruit, Lachlan, and Laserbeam, just to name a few. But how could the Fortnite World Champ himself not have gotten one? Well, that wasn't a question after July 19th, when Fortnite finally announced that they were adding Bugha to the game.
The two most impactful moments I've ever had in my career: the 2019 Fortnite World Cup win, and the day I got my own Icon Series outfit.
Damn. That is so sick, dude.
There are 3 variants of my outfit. This looks exactly like me. They got the joggers on, the shoes, the hair, everything is perfect. They got the World Cup variant, which is super
so
cool.
sick.
This was a huge accomplishment for Bugha, considering that it's incredibly rare to get immortalized in not only your favorite game ever, but the one that you've changed forever. I can't even imagine how cool that must feel. Who knows, maybe I'll get a skin one day. But until then, you guys can buy this Jonesy skin or any other skin in the item.
Using code Clix. I'm kidding, Tim. I love you.
For Bugha. Because like I said,
you for letting me watch this.
Starting to doubt the kid, and whether or not he had a skin in Fortnite, that was never going to be enough for Bugha. He wanted to be back on top as one of the best players in the world. And in comes FNCS Chapter 2 Season 8. This event was trios, and Bugha decided to team up with Miro and Muzz. Muzz was an implant from the OCE region who had come over to America to make a name for himself. In addition, Miro at this point was one of the most decorated Fortnite players of all time, and I have a whole video about him that you guys can check out later. Anyways, this team of all-stars was set to make a big splash in the trios tournament, and if they didn't, it would look really bad for Bugha. Although they weren't able to get first place in the qualifiers, finishing 5th, they totally locked in for grand finals, earning first place.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Right. This team of all-stars got first place. And finally, Bugha was back on top of competitive Fortnite as one of the best players in the world.
Bro, Jamper got 30 points. Us, Brady died early. They didn't beat us. Bro, if Jamper got 30 points,
oh my god, we won! Let's go!
I swear to God, hold on.
I swear to God, we won.
But despite the incredible performance that the
Muzz,
had, the team wouldn't
that better be us this season, man. I'm right, man.
They dropped
Muzz for Dukes.
Few days later, Bugha and Miro decided to seemingly drop Muzz from the trio.
That is insane.
One day for the FNCS Grand Royale of Chapter 2 Season 9. And this news shocked the Fortnite community and caused a lot of controversy. Not only was it weird to drop a teammate the day before a tournament, but especially when you literally got first place in Grand Finals the season before.
Bugha, Muzz, and Miro splitting up is real. The team that just won the last NA East FNCS a few weeks ago has now already split up the day before Grand Royale. So let's get to the bottom of exactly what happened. Now, it's really confusing, and unfortunately, we don't have too much information because the original tweets that Miro made about dropping Muzz and staying with Bugha and finding out they're playing with Dukes have now been deleted. So that is the new team. We now have Bugha, Miro, and Dukes. Dukes obviously winning the last FNCS before we saw Muzz, Bugha, Miro win it. So they did drop Muzz for an FNCS winner the season before, but a lot of people still really confused. Now, I don't have the tweets on hand. I believe Miro said something along the lines of Muzz is an incredible player. It is due to personal issues outside of them as a team.
I guess we'll truly never know the full reason why this happened, but anyways, this team's switch seemed to end up paying off because Miro and Bugha, alongside their new trio mate Dukes, would place first in FNCS Grand Royale, winning $285,000.
We did, bro.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
Unfortunately, however, this trio wouldn't last long, but
was I just ass around here?
FNCS
I must have been flopping.
now go back to the
I had my best comp year this year,
this doesn't sound like a huge change to a normal player. Casuals pick up and drop teammates every night based on who's free from work and school. But in competitive Fortnite, you can completely change the dynamic of a team simply by dropping or adding one player. And if you can't keep up with the new meta, whether it's duos, trios, or whatever, that can be the end to a career. Up until this point, like I had said, Bugha had gone from being on top of competitive Fortnite to falling off the seasons after, and then winning 2 FNCSs in a row. But the three-peat would be the cherry on top to prove that Bugha was the greatest of all time. And shockingly, that's exactly what they did, as Bugha and Miro would get first place in Chapter 3 Season 1. This would mark Bugha's 3rd ever FNCS win and Miro's 5th, which is particularly special for Bugha because around a year before this tournament, people were swearing up and down that Bugha was completely washed. And look at him now, he's got 3 FNCS wins to prove that he's Bugha. But unfortunately, this dream team wasn't meant to be for much longer. As Miro and Bugha continued to compete together for the rest of Chapter 3, they would place 3rd in Chapter 3 Season 2 and 2nd in Chapter 3 Season 3. And let's be real here for a second. Top 3 placements are certainly not something to complain about at all. For some players, that is a life-changing achievement and would be good enough on its own. But for 2 of the most decorated players in Fortnite history, they were honestly disappointed that they didn't win every single tournament. And their placements would go really downhill April when the two competed in the 2022 FNCS Invitational. This was the first tournament since the World Cup where we were seeing the entire world played against each other instead of just regions. And unfortunately for Bugha and Miro, they only placed 36th out of 50 teams. And because of that, the two decided to part ways for good. This was devastating because Miro decided at the time that he wanted to retire from Fortnite completely. And this wouldn't be the only disappointment for Bugha that year, because December 28th of 2020, he would be dropped from his longtime organization Sentinels. And he wasn't the only member dropped because the organization dropped their entire Fortnite roster.
As our organization maps out the future, our strategy is to focus on games that provide the opportunity to activate for our sponsors or offer team-branded in-game.
Bro, my flight just got delayed again, chat.
Longer be competing in Fortnite.
This officially made Bugha a free agent for basically the first time ever in his career, and definitely the first time since the World Cup. Of course, however, Bugha didn't stay unsigned for long, because being one of the GOATs gets you picked up pretty quickly. And 2 months later, Bugha would sign with Dignitas.
W-Dig.
Not much changed on a competitive level for Bugha once joining Dig, but he's now appearing on their Fortnite channel and helping them make additional content over there. But other than that, he's still the same old Bugha. Bugha's still streaming regularly on Twitch, and although his audience isn't as big as he was in 2019 or 2020, of course he was getting way more viewers back then during prime Fortnite with the pandemic going on, and now he still averages 3,000 viewers on Twitch, which is amazing. Despite the lower average viewers, he still has a whopping 5.5 million Twitch followers and 4.6 million subscribers on YouTube, where his videos get regularly hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. And additionally, just a few weeks before recording this video, Bugha actually qualified for the Global Championships in FNCS Major 3 with his duo Aviv. It's impossible to predict who's winning this year at Globals, but honestly, I would love to see Bugha back at the top of competitive Fortnite, because let's be real, that's where the GOAT belongs. Anyways, if you guys...
Hey, this is a good video. I can't even lie. Timmy always slays on... Oh, did I say slay? Okay, I need to be more masculine. Hey, Timmy always kills on all the videos, like what happened to this player, that player, this player. But I'm gonna be honest, bro. Bugha, nonetheless, has been the GOAT for the past 6 years. I don't understand why people listen. There's gonna be competitive people who have a bad year, a bad month, a bad tournament, a bad grand finals. And you can't rate them just off of that, bro. It's like you got to see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this year has been my best comp year, but the year before people were dissing me and saying I was ass, this and this. But nonetheless, hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you guys did, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Comment videos you want us to see. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all